Hi, Mr. and Miss Smith. Thank you for coming in. Please, have a seat.
Can I get you anything to drink? We're at McDonald's.
Thank you for joining me today so that we can discuss your current financial plan. In the essence of time, I'll simply cover the basics of the recommendations that I have for you, the details regarding the recommendations I made, and then the analysis on how I reached those recommendations are described in this packet that I'm going to send home with you today. Please feel free to review all of the information and let me know if you have any specific questions. Let's begin by discussing your needs, goals, and then your wishes. So your biggest goal is your ability to retire in the year 2027 together, age of 62 and 60 respectively. All aspects of this plan revolve around this need. In the making of the plan, I increased your projected joint retirement living expense to $150,000 instead of $100,000, given your current lifestyle. I would rather overproject your expense during retirement rather than being underneath that, and then you're forced to pinch pennies and not enjoy your retirement to the fullest. I will reduce this amount of the living expense to $100,000 when Mary's retired by herself. Next, you wish to fund your children, each with 4 years of a college education. They're both only a few years away from graduating high school, but for now, we're going to assume that John's going to attend Texas A&M, while Patricia, University of Houston. So this means that we have a few more years to switch Patricia's mind to go to Texas A&M. So I know you're currently in the process of moving from Houston to College Station. So you're selling one house and looking to buy another one. So the house that you sent me that you're currently looking to purchase seems as though you're going to be getting rid of one mortgage and getting another mortgage for a higher amount. So this isn't really something we want to do when you're looking to head into retirement. That's just one more bill that takes away from the other goals and needs that you have. So I'd like to recommend that you look at purchasing a less expensive home. Another goal you mentioned is that you'd like to gift money to a charity and leave a donation beginning at when both of you are retired in the amount of $25,000 per year. Next, you also mentioned that you would like to travel, starting when you both retire, traveling on an annual basis for 25 or so years, and having the expenses of $40,000 per year is your target. Your goals is to each purchase a car. You put down every 6 years. You didn't put how many times you were going to purchase the car. So I just put an estimate for each of you. So James, I have you owning, this is my assumption that you own, the 2010 Lexus ES. So I'm assuming that's yours because you said you need a new car this year. So that would put you right at every 6 years. So I have you buying a new car starting this year, every 6 years for the next, or for 5 different times. So your last car purchase will be at the age of 81 years old, and then you're just stuck with that one for the rest. Mary, I have that you own the 2013 Lexus. I'm assuming you'll purchase your new car in 2019, and every 6 years get a new car 5 different times. So your last car purchase will be at 85 years old. So I hope that's okay as an assumption, and if it's not, just let me know. One of your goals that you labeled a 8 on the scale of 0 to 10 is John a wedding and Patricia a wedding. So John's wedding, you expect to spend about $10,000, and that's happening in 2025. Patricia, you're going to spend a little more because she is your daughter, and so you expect to see $25,000 to fund her wedding. and that will be happening in the year 2835. Let's move forward and analyze your wants. So one of the higher level wants that you listed was a country club membership. So this is to start when you're both retired and costs an annual fee of $5,000. So what I'd like to know here is if you're utilizing this membership to play golf, tennis, or swimming pool. You have 3 additional wants labeled at a 4 out of the scale from 0 to 10, and that is to leave a bequest. 1 to John, 1 to Patricia, and 1 to the charity of your choice. And those are each for $250,000, and you want that at the end of Mary's plan. So we say the end of Mary's plan because we expect Mary to live a longer lifespan. Last on your list is your want, and this is your sports car purchase. So although it is a wish, all your other goals will be fulfilled before we even look at using or thinking about buying a sports car. So this is one of your wishes, and it's $75,000 to buy this car once you're both retired. So since we're done talking about your goals, we can jump right in to see if you're going to be able to retire or not. So drum roll. So it turns out after I put all of your information in, you had about a 70% chance of reaching all your goals. So that's really well. You've done good planning so far, and now all we have to do is stay on track and make sure you don't get too crazy spendy happy during retirement, and it looks like you'll be just fine. So I did have to make a few changes just to get you into what we call the a good probability zone. So to raise that probability of you making sure you get each of your goals up to around the 80s, this is what my suggestions are. Each of you indicated that you were okay with working an additional year or so. So to boost your probability, I suggest that you each work just 1 more year at your current jobs, or your upcoming jobs, since you are moving. So if you work 1 more year, that will help boost your probability. So as I mentioned earlier, the home that you are currently looking at seems a little bit out of the range. So I'm going to say look for something a little more affordable, and what that range would be about like $550,000 to $560,000. So that will make your premium payments for your home insurance lessen. That'll make the tax more affordable, and then also it'll decrease your mortgage payment. So all good things to helping your cash needs. Also, I know that your charitable donations are pretty high on your priority list, but I just want to say you can always give after you're gone. We want to make sure that you have enough money to live here as you wish during retirement before you give it all away and then you're up a creek without a paddle. So just keep in mind that a major risk of charitable donations is giving too much and not having enough to live on in the future. That also goes with leaving your bequest to John and Patricia and to the charity. I'd say we'll decrease that now, and then if there is money at a later date when you both pass, we can deal with that then, and we can leave that as you want through your will. Next, we should discuss your travel expenses. So I suggest that you decrease your travel expenses from $40,000 down to about $31,000, $32,000 per year. Or you can consider if you want to make a really big travel trip 1 year, perhaps you double one, maybe make one big trip and then the next year make a smaller trip, or make twice as big of a trip 1 year and then none the next year. So this help out also. So in my analysis, another way to help boost your probability was decreasing the amount you were going to use to fund each of your children's weddings. So I suggest decreasing the $10,000 you were going to give John to decreasing it by $1,500. So that's just a little decrease, and but it makes a big difference looking at your retirement. And Mary's wedding will have to decrease by $4,000. So lastly, I'm sad to suggest that you're going to be unable to fund your last wish, which is the wish of purchasing a sports car. Your money will be better spent elsewhere, and especially with the thought that you can retire with your spouse and live your golden years safely in your affordable cars instead of spending it on a fast car with a high premium and high deductible. So that is just something I suggest to help you move towards retirement. So before you leave, I just want to see if you have any questions, concerns, and if not, I'll just go ahead and let you know I made a checklist for each of you and then for myself. So this checklist or action plan, it also has a timeline, lets us know what things we need to get done in what order to enable to move forward. So this is the list I've made for you. And today you'll sign the investment policy statement that states that we will be reducing your allocation from a 70-30 down to a 60-40. And it just kind of states out how we're going to change your investments. That was one of your things you asked me to do, and if you need more information, just look in this packet and find it on the table of contents, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to explain. So the investment policy statement just lines that out and lets me get started right away. So I need you to also make your deposit for the plan fees, and that will be good through the year. Sign your options agreement, which is also discussed in the investment portion of this plan. And also we discussed in the plan is your estate. So what I saw as a problem in your plan currently is that your wills were from, I don't even remember what year, but whenever you were married. So a lot of things, as you know, have changed since then. So I'd like you to, as soon as possible, get your wills updated with your attorney. And since you're going to be there already, go ahead and discuss creating a power of attorney and a medical directive. So in discussing the education planning, I suggest that you move your 529 plans for your children from a static plan to an age-based plan. So this invests their assets based on different stages in their life up to college age. You need to meet with your CPA and discuss the federal withholding amount. I looked at your tax return and it looked like you overpaid by a pretty large sum, so I want you to just look at that and see how we can better your tax situation by reducing how much you technically give the government a loan per year. In the packet, you'll see that I discuss health and dental insurance. So James, I suggest that you sign up and have the whole family on board on your plan at Texas A&M. Excuse me. And then also give an analysis on which retirement plan would probably be best. So I suggested the TRS, and I have my recommendation also included in the packet. Whenever you do purchase your new home, I'm expecting it to be a newer home since College Station is a really upcoming area and there are a lot of new homes for sale. I suggest that you visit with your insurance agent and purchase a Homeowners 5 insurance plan. Details are also included in the packet. This is just an overview. I foresee that Mary should purchase a $50,000 long-term disability policy in addition to what she currently has. As soon as you can, James, when you start working and you get your health and retirement benefit policies, can you send them my way so I can see? I saw disability insurance might be included in a few of your plans, so I just want to make sure before we move forward with discussing your disability insurance. And also your health insurance policy as well, to see if you are applicable for the HSA Health Savings Account plan. And then whenever I reallocate your portfolio, we'll have additional 2% or so of cash that's going to need to be either invested or used. And I suggest that you pay off your mortgage from your Houston house first and foremost. So that is the action plan that I have for you. So I'll let you know my plan. Once you sign all your forms, I'm going to get those processed. I'm going to start restructuring your portfolio location and allocation, selling the Apple stock as an option. I'm going to review your current health insurance policies and James's retirement and health plan as well once you get those documents to me. If you have any questions throughout this time, I'll be sure to give you prompt answers and or look into something if I need to. I'll be scheduling our next meeting sometime between now and 3 months from now. And then one last thing I wanted to hit on, as John is going to graduate from high school in 2 years. So what I suggest, is right now there's free money out there. So to reduce your costs to pay for John to go to college, I suggest that you get on him right now to apply for scholarships. That's free money out there, and if he can get some, that will just help you out and make your retirement boost even more. And with that, many high schools offer dual credit classes. So I'd say if he can during high school, and it can count for both high school and college credits, that will be good too. So if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. I know we ran through this pretty fast, but just go home and review the details of the plan. Let me know if something is just off course and we need to change that, because this is a living plan and we can change it as needed. It's been really fun getting to know you, and I look forward to moving down the road with you and learning and growing as well. So please be careful going home, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.